In this video tutorial, we will start setting up our floor plan so we are ready to draft our building, running through the different options available to you depending on what you have been provided or the building you need to draw. If you have been following the tutorials along, you should have already located your campus and should now have a satellite image available to you in the background. If you have not located your campus, please go back and complete those steps now. If you have followed the steps but do not see a satellite image in the background, click on your Plans menu and then turn on the visibility for the site plan by clicking on the eye icon. If required, then also make sure the satellite layer is visible in the browser panel. At this stage, if you have no floor plans provided to you by your client, you could either choose to trace around the outline of a building manually and draw on your floor plan that way. This should be your last resort. You could also take a LiDAR scan of the building if you have an iPad with the necessary hardware. Otherwise, if you are on site, you could choose to upload a floor plan by taking a photo on your device. This could be a photo of an existing evacuation sign on a wall or a plan on someone's desk. To do this, click the pink plus button and select the Add Graphic Using Camera option. You can then take a photo of the floor plan and use that as a reference. If you need to straighten the photo you took, or any other graphic you have, you can use the Straighten Document tool. Simply follow the animation on the right and place the four corners on the edges of the document to straighten it out. You will then see a preview of the document and you can press Done to make the change. If the floor plan has some dimensions and a scale bar, in this case you can use the Rescale from Measurements tool. This lets you size up the drawing by drawing a line over a known length on the plan. This could be a dimension, scale bar, or something like the width of a doorway. Enter the measurement into the tool settings and press Rescale. You can now rotate the graphic, move it into place, and start drafting. For this training, please use the example sign provided in the Plan Studio Academy. You can upload this graphic to use it as a reference by either dragging it into the plan or clicking the pink plus button and selecting the Add Graphic option. When you have uploaded a PDF or file you want to use, you'll have the options to choose the page of the document, as well as to choose an option to import it as a bitmap or vector graphic. Vector graphics are slightly higher quality, but can cause performance issues if you are using a highly detailed architectural image, so please choose the option best for you. You can also rotate the document now if you wish, otherwise, when you are ready, click the Import button. Once uploaded, you will be presented with the option to add an attribution. This can be a legal requirement if you have been given permission to use data or imagery from a third party, so this is the opportunity to give them credit for their data if that's part of your agreement. For now, we don't need to do this, so we will choose Not Required and then Continue. With the graphic uploaded, we will start by moving it off the top of our floor plan and then changing to our cropping tool to cut the edges off the graphic so we can focus on the floor plan. To do this, select the cropping tool and then drag in the edges on each side until you are satisfied. For a graphic like this that does not have any measurements or dimensions, you can use the point-to-point scale tool, where you can draw a line from point A to point B on the image, and then draw that same line over the top of the building you want to line the graphic up with. You can then use the free transform mode to manually resize the image, holding Shift to lock the proportions, and then you can also rotate the image if you need to still line it up. Once your graphic is lined up, you can then open the browser panel and choose to rename the graphic if required by right-clicking on it under the graphics. Or lock the graphic layer altogether to prevent you from accidentally moving and selecting the image while you work. You can have as many graphics as required, and you can control the order of these graphics by dragging them up and down the list. I also like to now lower the opacity to around 50% so I can see what I'm drawing easier over the top. If you are happy with your graphics placement, we can now move on to the next tutorial where we will start drawing up the walls for our building.